bug.
Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, so something really important is going to happen soon.
Oh my god.
Yeah!
Which is kind of good, because if... Just to recap the plot so far...
Not much to recap.
No. No, all that's happened is... Bo got framed for theft.
Yep.
Ryu left, picked up all these fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed Kat and Rand just decided, like, alright, you helped us with this dick, so we're just gonna hang out with you now.
Yeah, we're gonna tag along. For no good reason.
You picked up a pervert monkey after Kat nearly murdered him.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to be with you solely because you spared his life.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, he's being all obsequious and stuff.
Yeah, and then Nina, you rescued her sister, and then everyone forgot she existed.
Yeah. I mean, granted, she has a reason to come along because she can't stay in the castle.
Right.
So, yep.
And so far the journey has been wander around, beat up random people that kind of look at you funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Rollicking good start.
Which we're going to be doing for the next couple of, well, probably the next 4 episodes or so. But that's because this one dungeon is pretty damn long. And it's not all dungeon. It's a mix between a town and a dungeon. Like, there are town segments and dungeon segments. And it all seems completely unrelated to the plot, because it mostly is. But then something important happens when you finish it. So, there's that.
Well, so far we don't really have an overarching plot. I mean...
Right.
Right now, the only thing that seems to motivate these guys to keep going is find the dude who framed Bo.
Yep. No, it cannot be a man. It must be a young girl, monsieur.
Ah, kiss from a lady.
And so, of course, I switch back to Cat.
Ah, fulfilling your whole Slippy thing.
Yeah, Slippy is a sex god, what can I say? What's the big deal? It's easy. It's just a kiss, right?
With tongue! Yeah.
I just love the timing on this kind of stuff.
Just a
Like,
kiss.
they don't even have the benefit of the Final Fantasy VI sprites where they actually have, like, faces that kind of change. They just do stuff with the sprites that have no change or anything like that. It's just, these are the overworld map sprites, and we will do stuff with them by moving them back and forth.
Oh, Jesus. That kiss was dynamite.
Yep. And he's still a frog.
Oh, so it's like Chrono whatever.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there aren't very many games where you get a frog character as a party member.
And
so
yet we got at least 2 in this one generation.
Yeah.
On the same system, no less.
Yeah. I think this game came out beforehand.
Oh.
So now we have a new party member.
Oh, cool.
Whose name is Ikaru Hape de Pigeon, or Hop de Pigeon, or something like that. Yeah, isn't he great?
That sprite is amazing.
Yeah, he's incredible. I love him. We're not using him this file because you chose the people, and the people do not include him. But yeah, so here's what I should have been paying attention to. This is your town, and it is at this point that you actually you actually get to put people in your houses and stuff. Hey, stupid! I did it. I don't know why he says
I
that.
built your shitty town.
Yep, it's turned into a wonderful town.
When are you going to erect that statue of me?
You actually can get a guy who puts up statues. Although I don't think he puts up Duke Nukem's statue. Oh yeah, and John turns into a giant frog at will. So he kind of retained that, and it's no longer a curse.
Well,
Also,
I mean,
he can jump up cliff sides.
When you can transform at will, no matter what your other form is, it's not really a curse anymore.
Yep, this is true.
It's just an extra power. Now, granted, it can be varying degrees of shitty power.
Mm-hmm. This one just happens to be incredibly useful.
I love a little eyebrow wiggle. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I love him. Like, I'm probably going to defend with him at some point, too, and his defense pose is amazing. He sticks his butt up in the air and holds the rapier downward, and he sticks out his tongue. It's glorious. So, here's another pacing issue with the game. Remember the dragon abilities we just got?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's the second set. And it's like one dungeon afterward, pretty much. Because you don't have to do Wildcat Cafe yet.
Okay.
And so these are the ones that hit all opponents, and the programmers forgot to attach elements to them.
Oh.
So you get Fire Durgan, Ice Durgan, and Tinder Durgan. And they all do the exact same amount of damage, and they have no element to them. Yeah, so Jean is kind of a utility character. That's what I was showing off there. He had agility up, although right now he's a really low level, so...
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Guess who I am? Hint, I am the Wise Dragon Man. AKA, hint, use your dragon at the head of the party.
I don't know if this is picking up on the mic, but my cat just decided to come up and get really vocal with me.
Aw.
The first time in like fucking months.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, hey, meow. I'm fucking busy right now, thank you. Meow.
Well, I mean, that's how cats work.
Yeah, we're just talking about
Whenever
this.
whenever you don't want them around.
I'm gonna try and get this guy to go away. Ah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And...
Are you strangling the cat?
Yeah, he's quietly doing my execution move.
Okay, I thought so.
No, so my cat is a very strange animal, and in some ways thinks he's a dog, and enjoys playing fetch.
Oh.
But
And he actually brings it back?
Yeah, he'll actually bring it back, but he only likes
Nice.
playing fetch with hair ties.
Oh, okay.
At the same time, he's still a cat, so when you go to take the hair tie, he likes to give you a nice little handshake with the
Right.
sharpest parts of his body.
Yes, of course.
But he will still sit there and look at you like he's expecting you to throw it, and will start meowing at you if you don't.
Yeah, I don't think cats understand punishment and the carrot and the stick philosophy. I don't think they understand it very well.
No, not really, no. No,
Of course, I think they also are used to playing with each other, and they don't get hurt by scratches so much because they've got a layer of fur.
Yeah, I may be a relatively hairy person, but not enough to stop a cat claw.
Yeah. You don't have hair, you're an octopus.
Oh my god!
Because we're still sort of doing that.
It's weird.
Yep. So I'm going back and I'm finding some peoples.
And you're not getting the cat?
What?
You're not going to infest your village with cats?
No, we're not going to get Aki, who goes, ah!
Ah!
A-H-H. And of course it has no punctuation. So it's just cut off immediately. Ah!
I always feel like if a sentence doesn't have punctuation, it just kind of trails off into infinity, like, ah.
See, I always just see it as the exact opposite. Like, a period, yeah, it ends a sentence, but it ends it conclusively. But, like, if you put no period, that's, like, even less than a period, as far as I'm concerned. Like, if you put nothing at all, it's like, the sentence just ends.
Okay, I can kind of see the logic behind that, because then you have ellipses, which are multiple periods, and that's how you trail it off. So the more periods you have, the softer the landing.
Yep, also, did you see my mad skills with Rand's rolling?
Rolled immediately into a wall of fucking hands.
Yeah. I wish I could roll into a wall of hands.
So a weird mix of Sonic the Hedgehog and Labyrinth.
There you go. It's perfect. Oh god. So like, a while ago there was this video someone did of this hand demon, they called it. Did you ever see that video? It's pretty well done. It's got a bunch of little hands knocking on the walls and like under doors and stuff. Yeah. Like, except for the end, it's actually really creepy and unsettling.
Yeah, holy shit.
Like, and then the end just does this stupid hand monster jump scare, and it's like, oh, you ruined it.
Yeah,
but up until that point, like, I was, oh my god, I was actually a little bit freaked out.
Yeah, no. See, that's always the problem with horror, because it's such a fucking balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is so easy to cross that line and do too much.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you have a really cool design.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was playing fucking Soma, and I usually don't like those kind of horror games, but like the story in that was enough to really drag me along. And just the creature design in that is so fucking intense that I am shocked they didn't give you those like XCOM moments of just like, here's a little vignette of the monster to give you a good close-up look to see how fucking radical this design is.
Yeah, but they don't do that.
No, if you play the game properly, you don't see them.
That's really cool.
You'll catch a quick glimpse and just be like, fuck that. I don't know what I just saw, but I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's perfect. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
So the character I just put into my town, Barretta, I talked about her before, but she runs a weapon shop, and she starts out really, really awful. The reason I got her right now is because I wanted to get her immediately, so that I don't miss out on any of her upgrades.
Right.
I learned later that is not necessary. And that's... Oh yeah, by the way, Sten, rendered useless by Jean. Now, granted, there are still some dungeons where he's absolutely necessary, because like there are pegs, and John can't turn into this in dungeons, only on the overworld.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, so I learned later that I totally could have gotten Barretta at pretty much any time, because it's not until way later that the shop upgrades.
But there are specific trigger points that will upgrade the shop, and if you don't have her, you miss them.
Yeah, if you don't have her by the time you finish High Fort, you've missed her best abilities.
Oh.
Or her best weapons.
Yeah, it always sucks when that happens.
Yeah, it does. Well, a lot of this game is actually very unforgiving as far as the side quests go. Because like, you can put someone in your town, and like there's a good number of people who are like, I want to run a dojo, and then you're like, oh, well shit, maybe they'll help me like level up or something like that. And so you put them in your town, and it's like, this is my dojo, welcome. And that's all they do. So it outright tricks you sometimes. But other people, like, you just have no idea what they do. Like, a lot of people want to run weapon shops, but you don't know what those weapon shops do until you actually get them in your town. So yes, you can go and get someone and then save scum and go back once you see what they give you. But the thing is, if you do that with Barretta and you're like, oh god, these are like low level weapons that I had at the beginning of the game. Like, if you do that with her, you realize, well, you won't ever realize that you missed out on the best shop in the game.
See, I always wonder what developers are thinking when they go through stuff like that. Like, are they intending it to be, if you're playing the game blind, you might stumble onto stuff like this and think, oh, yeah, cool. Or are they doing it specifically, like you said, to punish save scummers? Or do they just develop a game with the idea that you're going to have a guide in your lap?
I think in this case, they didn't really know what they were doing that well, but they had some really cool ideas, and then they just kind of threw in some characters that were just there. Like, I don't think they were trying to punish the player. I don't think there was malicious intent. I mean, granted, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you.
Right. But
just knowing what I know about this game, there's a lot of really cool ideas that are sometimes just not fully fleshed out. So yeah, I'm showing you what she does and everything like that.
Hey, Bayonetta.
Yeah. That would be hilarious if Bayonetta ran a weapon shop. So yeah, right there, that's like all starting equipment, more or less. Wooden daggers, longsword, stuff like that. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna do some shamanizing now. Oh no, I must be talking to people. Okay. Yeah. It's been a while since I recorded this one.
Okay.
But, yeah. But, like, I think some of the stuff, as far as this town is concerned, yeah.
Jack Bug, are you happy your village is bigger now?
I am. très bien. This is wonderful. Is this Bug's town?
Yeah, I'm mayor of this
But,
place.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the stuff, they were just like, you know what? They're just going to explore and have fun and see what happens. And so we're just going to throw in a whole bunch of stuff. Because there are a bunch of weird little things all over the place. Like, I think I told you about the guy who has this house, and you can get to this house via the water travel, and you talk to him, and he says, I'm not a part of it. Oh, crap. I wish I could remember exactly what he said, but it's basically just like, go on without me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just really weird and bizarre and kind of neat that they just left that in. Poor Bo.
Oh, yeah, you gave the shamans.
Yeah, the room that he intended for Ryu and Bo.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I wanted the master bedroom.
Yeah.
Why did they get the one with the walk-in bath? Oh,
Yeah,
because they
had
cast
one in
magic? Big fucking deal.
Shamans are crazy useful. Oh, Rand has a high enough defense that he's at the head now. That's good. The auto function for determining your party order, like, I don't know why I know so much shit about this game. I guess it's because I played it a bunch and researched it. But anyway, the auto function is determined, I think, solely by defense. I'm pretty sure. So, with this lady, she asks if you want an explanation on joining souls. And you can say yes or no. If you say yes, she says, all right, let's get to joining. And if you say no, she gives you an explanation. I don't know if it was a joke because she's an old lady and she's, like, untrustworthy, or if they legitimately programmed it wrong.
Now, with these shamans, can you shaman anybody with anybody, or is it specific combos?
No. There are specific combinations. I don't think you can do the fire shaman with Jean, for instance, because he's more water affinity. And you can't do any shamans with Cat until you get the devil shaman, which is the last one you get.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think what you have to do first is you do the unite thing, and you find the combinations, and then later they give you a list option where it lists the combinations that you've already tried, and you just do that and you don't have to worry about this cutscene.
Okay.
Which was actually pretty nice and forward thinking of them. A lot of RPGs in this era like forced you to watch the cutscene.
Yeah.
That's actually my biggest gripe with Final Fantasy VII is the fucking summons. Knights of the Round. Well, okay, so here's the thing. When I first played Final Fantasy VII, I played it on the PC, and my PC was old as shit. So, like, every time I got out on the world map, I saved after every battle because there was a chance, a non-negligible chance, that the whole game would just crash. And so when I got Knights of the Round, normally it takes like 2 or 3 minutes to complete. It took about 12 every time I used it on that computer. Yeah, so I just set it off and then I kind of went away. And then I came back later because I had a general idea of how long it took. But yeah, Knights of the Round is ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's not...
I mean, even on the PlayStation, you shouldn't have to sit through 2 minutes of cutscene every time you use an ability.
No. What's funny is, in Final Fantasy VII, it was annoying. In Final Fantasy IX, there's a tactical reason to sit through long battle animations.
Yeah, you use regen.
It still triggers during the animations.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make a literally unkillable party, because it's like, oh, what's the most damaging attack the enemy does? Oh, it's big, giant animation? Cool, I'll be fully healed by the time it hits me.
Yep. Kind of fantastic. But, yeah, actually, in that one, I think they gave you the option to do shorter cutscenes. It's just that sometimes you didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Like, if you're not using regen and you want to go through the game faster, definitely turn off the cutscenes. But if you're using regen, it's like, it makes you fucking invincible.
Yeah, it really does. It's ridiculous.
I don't know if they intended that or not, but just...
Yeah. So here's a guy I thought was kind of useless because he's not good for endgame weapons. He's another weapon shop. But what he does is he gives you flame equipment. And flame equipment, one, is really strong for this point in the game, like ridiculously strong.
Okay.
Two, a lot of enemies are weak against flame, and so they take double damage. So I'm actually still using his flame equipment at the point that I am right now, and I'm finding it in dungeons right now. And so I think my characters are level 15 or so right now.
That's about right.
In this, and where I am in the actual file that I've been recording off of, I think my characters are in the 30s or so.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. So it's kind of incredible. Now, granted, the flame equipment at this point in the game is ridiculously expensive too.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's a trade-off. But if you grind for it, like, it's totally worth it.
Well, see, I love minor sequence breaking like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it feels more like, well, if you're in the know, here's what you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this will speed up your game and make it way easier.
Yeah, as opposed to, like, other kind of sequence breaks where, yeah, if you do a backflip at this wall right here, you'll fall through the game world and you can do all this other stuff. It's like...
Yeah.
That feels cheaty.
Yeah, but this stuff, like, this is built into the game. You can totally get this right now.
Yeah.
By the way, I can afford some of it. So I buy it.
Yeah, it looks like you can afford, like, two of them.
Yeah, notice the increase. 85 to 120.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's nothing to sniff at. That's significant. That's what I like to call big damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep, and the defense upgrade is pretty damn good too.
Yeah, holy shit, it's like doubling.
Yeah.
I suppose it would if you're going from chainmail to magma armor.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So here I am menuing. You can see my mad menuing skills.
Oh yeah.
You can tell I'm a speedrunner of this game. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
You don't want to accidentally anything.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I accidentally the flame equipment I just bought.
No.
Which I can't do because I equipped it, but whatever.
No.
Yep. It's terrible.
You scrub.
Yep.
Oh, I can't sell the gold?
You can, I think. Did it say you couldn't?
Well, it was grayed out, so I didn't know.
Oh, well then no, you can't. So what gold is bait for fishing. Which is really weird.
That is
but
strange.
It's a thing. Yeah. The reason it actually kind of makes sense because it's the bait you use for treasure chests.
Ooh.
It's also the bait you use for the Manillo, which are the fish people who are merchants.
Ew, I thought it was because it was shiny. And if that giant crab taught us anything, it's that fish are dumb, and they'll chase anything that glitters.
That is true. Yep.
Fucking
but no, it's for... I mean, it is for fish. The Manillo.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's true.
Yep. And now here we go. Back again.
Onwards to the adventure.
Yes, to glory and stuff.
Onwards to beating up more wild animals.
Mm-hmm. Like pigs.
Fuck you,
Everyone
pigs.
likes beating up pigs.
That's what you get for crossing us.
Haha.
Man, Undertale's right. JRPG heroes are just walking genocides.
Yeah, more or less. I'm sure that's where he got the idea for the genocide run.
Yeah.
Like, because in order to do it, you have to grind.
Yeah. Oh, and there's always the classic joke of like, man, why are all these monsters attacking me in this dungeon? Well, it's where they live.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm the dick.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm sure that was pretty close to the thought process Toby Fox had.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the times the undead are an easy target, and why zombie fiction is so popular.
Yeah. Well, it's because there's like no harm in doing that. Sometimes it's even like you're releasing them from eternal torment.
Yeah. Like, especially in the really dire undead interpretations where the spirit lingers and the consciousness can see what their undead self is doing.
Oh yeah, that's like awful.
Yeah. It's like everyone with a conscience will be horrified at what their body is now doing to innocent people and bystanders and stuff. And people without a conscience will be mortified at how fucking dumb they look now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God.
Sounds about right.
It's a door! There's a handle right there! Just push! Fucking it. Oh, and you're tripping over the crap again? You just need to lift your leg higher! What is wrong with you?
Dude, he's got a shotgun in your face.
No, don't go to the gun. Don't go to the guy with the gun. Well, at least this dumb shit's over.
Yep. Yeah. Was just watching, this'll basically tell you what time we recorded this, but I was just watching Red Letter Media talking about Starship Troopers and how it's this glorified violence parody thing. And, yeah, it's kind of how it works with zombie movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, you are the heroes and you just destroy these mindless things.
Well, I feel like zombie fiction is a little bit more benign wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
Because you're straight up saying, no, these things can only cause destruction. They have no humanity.
Yep.
Like, even when you have fiction that does give them some humanity, like Warm Bodies, they feel the need to make another level of zombie that just fills the role that zombies would fill in any other kind of zombie fiction.
Yep, this is true.
Where it's like, no, there needs to be the mindless, destructive ones that we can completely clear through with no moral ambiguity.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's kind of the point of zombies, and I think that's one of the reasons they're so popular. They're kind of a power fantasy at a time when a lot of people feel powerless.
Yeah, and like everything else, there's always the argument or the interpretation, well, what if they're the good ones?
Right.
Like aliens, it could just be a misunderstanding. Monsters, hell, the entire plot of Undertale.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe we just need to understand each other. Zombies, it's like, no, their understanding begins and ends with where are their brains and how can I eat them.
Mm-hmm. Except in I Am Legend.
Yeah. Well, were they more like vampires in I Am Legend?
Yeah, that's true. They were still sort of undead-ish and zombie-ish, but... Because, like, I think they transmitted through bites, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't know, I never really saw it. I've heard a lot of talk about it, but I've never seen it myself.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know.
The book and the movie are two totally different beasts, too.
Right.
Like, the movie, they're basically just monsters.
Yeah.
But the book, like, it turns out that they're actually rather intelligent and stuff. Like, spoilers and whatnot.
Yeah, and aren't there, like, a couple different movies from over the years?
Might be. I'm only aware of the Will Smith one.
Like, that's the most recent one, but I think there was also one with Vincent Price.
That's very possible.
Like, back in the day.
Here, I'll look it up. I Am Legend movie, Vincent Price.
Where's the Bela Lugosi?
Last Man on Earth.
There we go. It's based on the same book.
Right, that makes sense. Yep, that's what it even says in the thing that I read.
Oh.
So, okay.
Yeah,
that's probably why I wasn't aware of it.
People love to complain about the prevalence of remakes and reboots these days, which, yeah, it's problematic. People have gotten way too obsessed with franchises, but that's been going on for fucking ever. Like, look up how many goddamn Robin Hood movies there are.
Oh my god, yeah. And
then you can still have something amazing come out of a remake. Like, John Carpenter's The Thing was a remake. Like, a lot of people seem to forget that.
Yeah.
Like, he elevated the source material and turned it into his own thing and kind of, like, defined an entire genre.
Yeah.
And gave Wilford Brimley an axe and just said action.
Sounds about right.
But still doesn't change the fact that was a remake.
Mm-hmm.